I say this because I see a lot of people falling back on bad habits, right? Things that weren't getting them what they want. Things that they thought at the time were pleasurable, enjoyable, right? But they were actually things that were holding them back, things that were slowing them down. And so they, in a time of, I guess, disillusion. I don't know. I'm using that word far too much in this podcast. But in a time of not knowing what to do, a lot of people fall back on old habits. A lot of people fall back on old things. I found myself doing the same thing, guys. I found myself doing the same thing. It was one of the bigger mistakes that I made, right? When I am confused, right? And I don't know what to do next, and my ego is not allowing me to ask my mentor, I fall back on old habits. I fall back on old things that did not get me ahead in life. And I treat them as if they were okay back then. They weren't okay back then, and those habits aren't okay right now, guys. So I need you guys continually move ahead and stop looking back, trying to relive things, okay, and putting a positive twist on negative situations. Because that is what a lot of people do. They put a positive twist on a negative situation because they got through it, because they made through it. And so they have a tendency to feel that it's okay to go back through that. It is not okay to go back through that. Life is long if you know how to use it. If you don't know how to use life because you're continually going backwards, life can be incredibly short, right? And your time can be incredibly limited because you're not going to get ahead in life because you're going to make far too many mistakes and you're going to run out of time. You know, I tell people this all the time, that if you continually make the same mistake over and over again, you're going to wake up one day and have no energy, okay, to complete the things that you truly want when you finally realize that you have made far too many mistakes, right? It's just going to hit you. You're going to be like, why am I doing this over and over again? Things need to change. And then you'll go to make that change, but you won't have the same energy you had 10, 20 years ago, right? You've been making that same mistake over and over again, and you can't break through it. You can't break through it, and the reason why you can't break through it is because you're not consulting with the right people. You're not consulting with the people that are going to tell you, okay, that what you're doing is detrimental to your progress. What you're doing is taking away from your time, and what you're doing is never going to get you what you want out of life, and you got to change your whole program. You got to shut it down and reset. And so that's hard for a lot of people. That's painful for a lot of people. To shut something down, right? Whether it's working or not working, man, to shut it down and to reset. And sometimes, guys, things may be working just a little bit, right? A little bit they may be working, and you continually try to push it when the fact of the matter is there may be something that can help you progress 10 times faster if you would just shut down what you're doing right now and jump on board with a new program, right? Jump on board with a new circle of influence. Jump on board with a mentor who's going to show you the right way and how to get things done. Because at the end of the day, that is what it's about. It is about the person who gets things done is the person who has the life that they want. You know, I have been struggling and struggling over and over again to get my online course out there. And it's all because of the fact that I am striving for perfection, right? And so when you're striving for perfection and getting things right, all it does is stop you from achieving what you want. Nobody is perfect. The most important thing you need to do is to get it out there, right? Get it out there. And as I think back, and as my mentor told me, he said, listen, your first book was for the trash, right? Your first book was not your masterpiece. Your first book was not the one that is going to take you to the next level. Maybe not your second book, maybe not your third or your fourth or your fifth. But the fact of the matter is, if you continually write and continually get it out there and continue to get your information and stuff out there and continue to just create, continue to create, guys, that is what is going to get you to move ahead. And so I say this to all of you guys. You have to continually work to move ahead, because standing still and going backwards and trying to recreate the past is not going to get you the life that you want in the future, right? So yeah, you can only deal with right now, the present, right? But obviously things that you're working for are in the future. And I always talk to you guys about reverse engineering things and knowing what you want in the future to work your way all the way back to the present and work from there, right? And so as I talk about that, guys, the only way you're going to be able to do that with efficiency is to talk to somebody or have consult with somebody, more or less, who has achieved what you want, and find out the steps that they have taken to get there. And in doing so, you may have to trash all of the steps that you have taken that you thought were going to get you there. You may have to trash everything. Your whole concept, your whole theory, you might have to throw it all out to follow a proven path. And I found that that is very, very difficult for a lot of people, to throw out what they believed at one time or another was going to work, and to start from scratch, to start from zero, to start from a proven path that someone else showed them, someone that they believe in and trust in, and who has achieved the life that they wanted. And that person tells you, hey, listen, you need to start from here, from zero, right? From zero, you go to 0.5, right? And so when you feel like you're already at 3, when you're trying to get to 10, but you got to go back to 0, and your first steps only gets you to 0.5, it is painful. It is a painful process of rebuilding and regrowing to create the life that you want, guys. And sometimes you have to do it. Sometimes you have to just swallow your pride, swallow your ego, and realize that the steps you were taking to achieve the life that you want were never going to get you there. They were never going to get you there. They were going to get you a partial satisfaction, and then what you were going to do is you were going to say, well, that's not the goal that I really wanted anyway, and you were going to concede to where you've gotten yourself without the help of others. And so that is not what I want for you guys. I want you guys to achieve an extraordinary life. And in order to achieve extraordinary life, what you're going to have to do, man, is you're really going to have to evaluate the steps that you have taken to get you as far as you've gotten. And realize that those steps cannot get you any further than where you are right now. Those steps have you stuck. Those steps that you believe in, okay, are only being stroked further and further by your ego. And so now you're spinning your wheels, guys. You're spinning your wheels with old habits, right? With old beliefs and old steps, right? To create the life that you think that you need to achieve, but you're stuck in that moment. And so you literally have to find someone who is well beyond your years of knowledge and find that proven path, man. I mean, that is the best way I can say it, guys. It is not about going backwards and trying to relive what you've done and think that if you do it over, you can do it better. It is not about doing that, guys. Sometimes it's just about finding that new path that is proven to get you to achieve the life that you want.